HomeGoods is absolutely stuffed to the brim. Summer is ending, they're adding all of their fall stuff, and that means there is no better time than right now than to head to HomeGoods and find some designer quality items and figure out what you should bring home versus what you should leave at the store. And be sure to stay tuned because I have a very exciting home haul coming at the very end of today's video, but let's head to HomeGoods. Let's start today's video in lighting because these are the best lighting options I've ever found in HomeGoods, and I've been shopping there for over a decade. So first up, we have this lamp. This looks just like Ralph Lauren Home. Now, Ralph Lauren Home is becoming really popular right now because of the modern traditional design style that we're seeing at McGee & Co, Magnolia. This is not just for your desk or something like that, but I love this pharmacy lamp. They might even have something like that at Restoration Hardware. You're also going to notice a lot of floral elements in lighting right now because flowers are in, for the same reason that Nancy Meyer's look. Florals are a great feminine touch that people are loving. Now, these really stuck out to me because it kind of gives Soho home vibes, but obviously at a fraction of the price. Anything with this fluted or reeded look is going to be very popular. Along with any scalloping or waviness like what we see in this lamp. I'm pretty sure this lamp even went viral over on TikTok. You're also going to notice a lot of high gloss in season right now. People are loving that high gloss look because it looks sophisticated. It's striking. You're seeing that here with this scalloped dome lamp. I think this is a great combination of three trends in lighting that we've seen over the past 5 years. This also seems like something you might find at a Soho home, and ochre is a big trending color, and if you've been looking to introduce it, now is the perfect time because it's fall, and ochre is a perfect way to get that subtle look. Now, this is another example of that high gloss moment. This is a dome reeded lamp. This looks like something you might find at like a Jonathan Adler. Definitely something to watch, especially since blue as a color is becoming a lot more popular right now. Blue was kind of the new green almost. People are really loving it. Now, this style of lamp honestly is kind of going out of fashion, but for those of us who still like it, it can be really expensive. So I found this one here at HomeGoods at a McGee & Co, whom I love. Something like this is over $300, and that's the on sale price. But before you invest in any designer lighting, I would say come to HomeGoods first because they have a lot of designer dupes. Truly the best place for lighting, and some of these items are not just designer dupes, they're the actual designer items just at a fraction of the price. Next, let's talk about furniture because I think furniture is something people overlook heavily at a HomeGoods, but a lot of these designer brands use the same wholesalers. First, we have this credenza, which is $5.99, which is not cheap, but it looks just like this one from Lulu and Georgia. It's a gorgeous piece, and it has that really nice light wood tone that I think is going to work with a myriad of design styles and a myriad of floors. I also came across these chenille swivel chairs. You can just never go wrong with a swivel chair. They're great in a sitting room and a living room because they are just plain functional, and something like this elsewhere is going for around $600, so $300 is half that price. I think that ottomans are over-purchased items because most of us do not need them, but this is great. I love this tone on tone. It's really leaning into that color blocking that we're seeing everywhere. This is a similar one from Jennifer Taylor Home. Honestly, I like the one from HomeGoods a whole lot better. But if you are going to get an ottoman, make sure that it has storage so that it actually has a function, because realistically, most of us are not sitting on ottomans, okay? Unless it's going at your vanity or your desk, you're not sitting on it, so it's a decorative item, so at least make sure it has storage. Now, this one doesn't have storage, but it is just like stunning. It is stunning. This is something, again, you put in a vanity, put in a space where you need some seating, but maybe spatially you just can't afford to put something with a high back there. This is going to be a great option. But again, generally we want to stay away from ottomans like this. And if we're going to do one, make sure one is open so that, you know, light can pass through if it doesn't have storage. These are great ottoman options as well. Again, maybe not the best thing to add to the home. Sure, it's fine in the entryway if you're just filling space, but in terms of comfort, they really don't offer that in my opinion. This is a great end of bed option. Maybe you have pets that want to be in your room, but you don't want them to sleep in your bed. This is a good option as well. For $149, I just really love the structure of this because it's curved not only in the upholstery, but also in the wood. That just is an extra elevated detail. But this is probably the direction you should go in because again, this one has storage. It has that chenille boucle detail, and it does have wooden sides, though the sides are slightly less interesting. This kind of blew me away because this kind of gives like nursing cart or like home cart. It came in this brown and this black color. I just love this spindled look of the legs. This looks very, very, very expensive to me, and it has utility because of the casters. We always want to think about utility when we're buying things because pretty things also need to be practical. And at this designer store, this is so expensive. It's $649 and it lacks that utility. Now this looks like something I've seen at our house and elsewhere. I love the combination of the fluted look and the travertine. I think it's just such an earthy element that kind of doubles up on the earthiness. I think that's something that we need sometimes. Sometimes we have a marble top, but it gets lost because you're not looking top down on something. It's great. These Nautica dining chairs are also really good options. They look like something you might find at a Pottery Barn. I think honestly, both look great, the Pottery Barn option and the option here at HomeGoods. It's really gonna come down to budget and I think wood tone. I will say that Pottery Barn does a better job with the joints. You can definitely see the joints in the option from HomeGoods, but you just kind of have to weigh what is most important to you. Now, this is probably the most striking piece of furniture I found at HomeGoods because it has like this inlaid design. It looks like something you might find at an Anthropologie or Lulu in Georgia. It is expensive at $599, but again, this is a statement piece I might put in my entryway to really make a grand entrance. Now these look just like some chairs that I found at West Elm, and they're gorgeous. And again, the seams aren't as good as the designer option from West Elm, but I'm not mad at it because the West Elm one starts at $1,119. Next, let's move into decor and textiles. I think most of us can spot a designer inspired item when it comes to this section, but I do want to guide you a little bit. This studded bowl, when the studding is just on the top, it looks so much more elevated than when it's covered all the way around. When it's all the way around, it starts to kind of look like Christmassy. This is how much it's going for on Paragold, so it's really, 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 really expensive. This is also giving Mackenzie Childs. I love Mackenzie Childs. If you can afford it, buy it. But this is giving you that nice checkered look that you might want for the fall season or for Halloween, but at a fraction of the price. And they have bowls, they have platters, they have even little tea sets at HomeGoods. So this is a great way to get that designer look for less. And I'm noticing that cowhide is now trending. This particular HomeGoods was jam-packed with cowhide, from cowhide trays to cowhide picture frames, and I love this. This is gonna be great for the winter season because again, it's gonna give you that winter fall look without, you know, pumpkin or happy holidays throwing up all over your home. It just adds the texture, it adds the warmth, it adds the darkness that says that 'tis the season, but not in an overwhelming way. And items like this are going for a lot on Paragold and other designer websites. And I know everyone says stay away from these beads, but these beads are really, really great because they're great bowl filler, they're great table filler, they're great bookcase filler, and they make for really great garland when you're decorating for the holiday season. They actually really, really elevate the look. I am a huge fan. Anyone who says that it's tacky, they're just not doing it right. I guarantee it. But I will say, I think the issue is people go for like the really, really small beaded garlands. Go for big chunky ones like this one. And I'm gonna be honest, the artwork at HomeGoods right now is very lackluster. I'm loving the frames. I love this sage green and gold. The frames are great. The canvases are great. The artwork itself, honestly, it's a little bit lackluster. I think you should go on Etsy. You should make your own artwork. You should support small artists. The artwork, except for things like this where they're having really interesting matting ideas, which I'm seeing a lot of on the internet right now, If you're not getting something like this, I think that you should pass because the items just look kind of cheap. Like this gold leaf, it feels really, really cheap. It feels redundant. But this, look at this. The matting is so striking. We have an irregular piece of artwork. We have some calligraphy work. I think this is absolutely gorgeous, even though it's not my personal design style. Embroidery is also trending, and I'm loving seeing little moments like this in the kitchen. So on these tea towels, you're seeing hydrangeas, you're seeing other florals, you're seeing bows. This is really giving Serena and Lily. It's giving Grand Millennial. HomeGoods is really paying attention to what's trending in the design world. And be sure to head to the rug section because I found this Ralph Lauren home rug a third of the price that you might find out online at HomeGoods. And honestly, the coloring looks better in person. So this is a situation where shopping in store at HomeGoods was actually way better because otherwise I definitely would have passed on this rug. And of course, I want to wrap up today's video by sharing some fall decor. So this is also giving Mackenzie Childs. I love that this is a cookie jar or like a jar that you could actually use for something. Again, we want decor that's also practical so that it's not just in the way. I also love these candlesticks. I think they're so cute and the brass isn't too in your face. And these are Pottery Barn dupes, obviously. I love that they come in gold and silver. You can obviously get the one from Pottery Barn. It's a lot larger, but I love these. These are going to be great for like a little party, maybe little candies in your entryway. I think these are really darling and worth picking up. They even had the snake one, so I feel like if you're a Harry Potter fan and a Pottery Barn fan, this is going to be the best. And these were really striking to me because they give Halloween, but not at first glance. They have the faded bat look. I've actually linked these down below because I found them on Marshall's. But I wanted to share these with you because honestly, you could use these for a lot more of the year than you think because the design is so faded. I do also love a tortoise candle. Tortoise is a great way to give fall. I have so many tortoise items in my home and I'll link them all down below for you. And this candle smells amazing, so amazing that I bought it. These candlesticks are identical to the ones from Anthropologie, which are selling for over $20. And a lot of these pillows are just plain cute. When it comes to Halloween, you have to just think about, do I want things to look cute or do I want them to look sophisticated? I'm going cute in my daughter's room. Cute is what's most important to me. But if you're trying to go sophisticated, think dark colors like black, browns, and taupes, and you want the designs to be more faded. So even in this situation, you saw that with that blanket, we had ghosts on it, but the ghosts were tan and they were a little bit more faded than right in your face. Same thing here. Of course, it's still very clearly Halloween, but in a more faded capacity. And honestly, the less contrast there is between the Halloween like emblem or whatever and the normal upholstery, the better it's going to look long term because you're not going to get fatigued with it and therefore you're going to keep it out for the entire season. And here are just a few other pillow covers that I think are cute. Honestly, most of these are on Amazon, but if you're looking to get fall textiles, stick to greens, burgundies, ochres, and browns, and even navy blues. Those are going to be your best bets. But now let's do a haul. Now that we're back from HomeGoods, we have to do a little bit of a haul. So the first item I picked up was one of those picture frames that is cowhide. So I got a 5x7. This is $29.99. I love how thick this is. This is going to be great for fall and winter because obviously that's when we like to bring out the fur, the faux fur. I'm going to use this year round because I love these earthy colors, but I thought this was a steal. As you saw, there's so many different cowhide options, but I really love this. And remember, with photo frames, you don't just have to put photos in them, you can also use them to frame out artwork from Etsy or otherwise. Next, I picked up this fall pumpkin. So In terms of smell, it smells like pretty decent. It was $12.99, but I love the look of tortoise. I think tortoise is a really high-end way to bring in that fall sentiment. Obviously it's a pumpkin as well, but if you just got tortoise without the pumpkin, I think this would also scream fall. I just love how iridescent it is and how the light kind of hits it differently depending upon like what part of the vessel you are looking at. And it smells great. It's not like an overwhelming pumpkin scent, which I think can start to smell kind of like Bath and Body Works in the absolute worst way. But this is so cute. They did have a gold and the silver. I think the silver looked a little bit more luxurious, and that is a good pro tip. There can be a little bit too much gold and brass for the fall and for the winter. Adding a little bit of silver and chrome can help cool it down and look a little bit more sophisticated. And I just know that some of you will be disappointed in me, but I did pick up one of these blankets from HomeGoods with the ghosts on it, but again, I think they look a little bit more high-end simply because they're cream as opposed to white. The cream will blend in a little bit more naturally to all the other cream decor in my home, and it does have this black background. But again, I think if you're decorating for the fall season, have a few things that are a little bit more cheesy and then elevate everything else with fun patterns, colors, textiles, and things like that. And I had to pick this one up because this is such a Pottery Barn dupe, but this is a 3-piece pumpkin set. I love that they're stacked, so only the top one has a stem, and this is $49.99, so this was a pretty penny, but look how massive this is. I think that just screams fall, great on a bed, on the floor, something like that. The dog loves it, the baby loves it. It's just a great way to add a little bit of fall, and honestly you could do something like this and then keep everything else very much so like monochromatic, very simple, and this is going to infuse enough fall into your home. But that's it for today's video. I hope you're walking away feeling like you know what to buy at HomeGoods now and that you can really beautifully decorate your home for fall. And if you still need help decorating for fall, be sure to go check out my video on how I decorated my home tastefully for fall. I think you're gonna find that video very, very helpful. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and until next time, have a beautiful day.